Hello everybody, this is called Cyberspace and it's a place where we talk about all kinds of tech and stuff, and today we're talking about the PS5. So the PS5 announcement event, it was about a week ago and we got to see a bunch of different details about the PS5. So I'm going to start with the design. The design, I like it a lot. It looks very 2020 to me. You know, it kind of looks like if you asked someone when the PS4 was released how the PS5 would look, that's what they would come up with. Of course, we've seen many memes on the internet with the design being compared to a router or some opera house or some building. I think it's pretty fair, but I really like how it looks. It looks pretty modern. The announcement of the PS5, Sony has also announced a digital version. Now this is pretty interesting because the trend is now that people digitally download their games. This is already pretty common in the PC community. Most people do not have the DVD drives in order to play their games. They just download it from Steam, Origin, all those services. And it's kind of cool to see that the console manufacturers are moving towards this more. I think this is kind of interesting because the PS5 is supposed to be backwards compatible. And I think if you buy the digital edition, it might remove a bunch of the possibilities. For example, I own an Xbox One, and in order to play the Xbox 360 games, I will have to go buy the used Xbox 360 disc. And most of the games I want are available on the store, so it'll be interesting to see if Sony will put the best PS5 games on their store, or will you miss out on some of the backwards compatibility by buying the digital edition. And I think in order for the digital edition to be successful, I think there should be $100 price difference in it. We've seen leaks that the PS5 is going to be $499 for the everything, and then the digital edition will be $399. And I think that'll be a good move because for a person who just wants to play just the PS5, gets all their games off the store and everything, it's a pretty good deal for it. I also hope that they do not make that mistake that the Xbox One S digital edition made, where they made it so expensive that there was no point in getting the Xbox One S digital version compared to the normal Xbox One S. Also, in terms of design, I'm glad that you can lay the PS5 flat, so it gives people more options in order to, because basically the console is like almost like a decoration piece to your living room, bedroom, kind of like how a TV can match, like a well-designed TV can make your room look better and all that. So there's many options into how you can store it. I also like the ambient light, the light bar that's on it. Kind of makes it look more like a car interior where it's subtle. The controller looks pretty good. I saw that there weren't color match buttons compared to the PS4 controller, and the light bar is a bit smaller too, which is kind of like the ambient car lighting thing I was talking about as well. And more on the PS5 design, from what we've seen from leaked images, it seems that the PS5 will be pretty big. So in one image that surfaced on Reddit, we saw that the PS5 was pretty tall compared to the original Xbox One, the PS4, PS4 Pro, all of that. And it seems a little bit wider as well. And also another image surfaced of a factory worker, kind of. He looked like he was holding the PS5 and he was like half his torso. So it's going to be pretty big, and people are going to have fun trying to fit that in their home theater setups. So let's move on to how the PS5 should game. So throughout the events, there were a lot of games shown, but I was only really interested in two of them. One being Gran Turismo 7. I've been a big fan of Racer series, And actually, racing is what made me pick the Xbox One over the PS4, just because Forza was on there. And there's not many other good third-party series. Need for Speed's been mediocre, bad. Project Cars, can't play that on a controller. I'm forgetting the rest of them, but The Crew 2, man, But I'm happy for this new Gran Turismo series because it kind of reminds me of what the experience I got from Gran Turismo 4. I even have the game right here with the disc and everything. But and I saw some similar aspects such as the used car dealer. They had GT Town. It seemed like a nice career mode similar to what I saw in Gran Turismo 4. They even had the interior shots in the outside of the car. It kind of looked more like a Forza-esque menu, and throughout the race gameplay, the shadowing from the ray tracing from the PS5 was making it look really good. You could see the details such as the suede Alcantara on the Mazda interior in just that one lap, and it's really good. I'm pretty excited. For me, whether I decide on a PS5 or an Xbox One or Xbox Series X is dependent on how good the proprietary racing series is. So it makes me excited that there's now more competition in that segment. And the other game I was really interested in is 2K21. I'm more of a casual 2K player. I just hop on there and play my career, but what we saw was basically Zion sweating and doing some layup animations and all that. But what's good is that it was actual gameplay captured from the gameplay engine that's used to run 2K, and I hope they can make it basically a better game than what 2K20 was, which many people disliked. How will all this run? So from what we've seen, it's the PS5 supports up to 4K and 8K gaming. This is probably upscaled because you would need like a mega PC in order to run that stuff natively, but it's still pretty good. And there's also supports up to 120 FPS and also 120 FPS with 120 hertz output. I think what will be happening will be like a PC where you can choose. So do you want your game to look better and run at 30 FPS, or do you want just an average looking game experience, but you get 120 FPS at 100 hertz? And I think there's options for both the casual player who just wants something that looks good, wants to have fun, and also like a hardcore gamer that wants the highest FPS possible, and that's competitive. So I think there's lots of good options there. The PS5 is able to do that thanks to an AMD based CPU, 8-core, based on the Zen architecture, and also has a 10.28 teraflop GPU, which is good. Now in terms of storage, it has a 825 gigabyte SSD, which will also help the games load a lot faster. And I've seen simulations on like Spider-Man or something. It was like a pretty old simulation where the PS5 was able to load it up instantly compared to the PS4, which took forever to load up that same area. But however, 8.25 is just not enough for games. Like the new Call of Duty is like around 200 gigabytes. So that's like, assuming games start creeping up to that level, that's like maybe 4 games. So it's not really good for the consumer, but PlayStation is going to make a lot of money selling proprietary SSDs for the system. I would also expect to see probably like one that doubles that storage for probably like $100 extra more. So there might even be like a $599 version of the PS5. If you are a gamer, I think there's a lot to be excited for here with the PS5. Stuff like ray tracing and all that, and the 120 FPS features on a $500 console is hard to argue with. And I hope these features that are on PC might become cheaper for those who want to game on PC as well. So the games look really fun to play. I'm really excited for that Gran Turismo 7. And I also think the device is future-proof for a bit. So, like I play on I play on a 1080p screen TV, and if I were to upgrade to a 4K TV, my games would still look better than what it did, even though it still looked good on the 1080p screen. You know, so I think there's some future-proof there, and I think it's going to be a pretty good console. It's going to see. I'm interested to see what Microsoft comes back with in the future. So, yeah. So this is Cyberspace, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like below, and subscribe to the channel, and come back for more.